guys, welcome back to a long-awaited video that I don't think has actually been awaited by anyone or requested by anyone except for me. Today I'm going to be doing some book recs, showing you what I'm reading, and just kind of like a tour of my bookshelf. Let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start by showing you guys the book that I'm reading right now. It's from Ava, and I'm on page 288 out of like 500 something. It's called The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, and I've read a few of her books. I've read The Winter Garden, True Colors, that might be it. But this one's definitely the best one that I've read, and I'm literally only halfway through, and I know it's only gonna get better. Ava told me that she thought it was slow at the beginning, but I didn't think it was very slow. It's kind of about two sisters in France, and it takes place during World War II, so if you like that kind of book, I would definitely recommend, but I'll update you guys once I finish. Okay, moving on, I just read One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, and this is from Alyssa Martin. This was actually the best book that I've read in a long time. It really surprised me, and it's a romance book, takes place during summer at a lake house, but it's kind of a sequel to Every Summer After because it's about the older brother, and the characters from Every Summer After are in it. It was perfect, and you don't find that often. I always feel like recently I get annoyed by the main character for some reason, I don't know, but I really honestly didn't in this book. Recommend, gave it 5 stars. So those are the 2 books I read recently. So now I'm gonna get into some of my faves. Oh wait, let me show you the one other that I read before this. Okay, this is from Molly. All my friends are giving me books, obviously, so I don't have to buy them. But Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. I really liked this book. By Emily Henry, I've read Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and Funny Story. I loved People We Meet on Vacation, but I didn't love the other 2, so I wasn't really sure what I was gonna think of this, but I really liked this one. It takes place also, is it during summer? I think, or I don't know, but it's in like a small town vibe in Georgia. It was a good story. Both of the main characters are journalists, and it was a really good summer read, so I'd recommend. I think I gave it 4 stars, so that's good. Moving on to some of my all-time favorites, but first we gotta give an honorable mention to one series, so one moment. Honorable mention, I read these 3 years ago, but I'm obsessed with the show right now. It's literally my entire existence. I watch edits for hours each day, so I read them 3 years ago, but they're so special. Team Conrad, obviously, but these are short books too. This is literally like 275 pages. Guys, if you aren't a big reader, this is an easy book to read, so definitely take a look. Okay, now getting into more of my favorites. Obviously, we have to start with the classic. I watched all the Hunger Games movies before reading them for the first 3. But this Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes was the first one that I read before watching the movie, and it was incredible. This was my favorite book of the series, and I'm not sure if it's because I read it before the movie, but I think it's just because it's that good. It's a long book, it's 500 pages, but you'll get invested. It's amazing, and I was also just so happy that there's like a new Hunger Games, that it was just so exciting of a time. Summer 2023. Of the movies, my favorite's Catching Fire, of course, but this is low-key the best book, and I think it's like the 2nd or 3rd best movie. I've also read Sunrise on the Reaping, but I still like Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes better. I also have to wait for the movie, so, but obviously these books are incredible. I really want a Finnick book, and then I'm good. Like, if there's one more, it needs to be Finnick. Next, we're getting into my favorite book of all time, which a lot of you probably know, Love in Other Words. This, I've read it twice. I need to reread it and also annotate it because I never annotate, but it's just so good. I think I just love childhood friends to lovers trope. That's my favorite, and this was perfect because you wanted to find out like what happens. Usually romance books, or they all are pretty predictable, and this kind of has a little twist. So it's basically about this girl and this boy who grew up together at these houses. Obviously they fall in love, but then it transitions timelines to the 11 years later, and they haven't talked in 11 years, and it's leading up to finding out why. And throughout it you'll think like, oh, probably because they kissed, or I don't know, but then you'll be surprised and you might cry, but it's perfect. Next, I'm getting into the 2 books ever that have made me cry. First, we have The Way I Used to Be. This is so good. I cried at the end. I did read it like 3 years ago, but yeah, I would really recommend this. Okay, next book that made me cry. If He Had Been With Me. I knew what was coming the whole time, and it was slow until the end, but now that I finished it, I'm like, I was so mad. But if a book makes me mad, if it makes me so mad, it means it's because like the characters feel real and I wanted something else to happen. I was just so hurt by this book, which means it was so good. If it made me cry, automatic 5. So I want to read it again, but I don't know if I can read it again. But honestly, I think it would be cool being turned into a movie, and I would want to star in it for sure. Okay, so Call Me Up, Laura. It's also childhood best friends, 2 lovers, I guess, in a sense, but it's very sad. So yeah, not gonna give any spoilers. There's a second book, but I remember not liking it as much. I don't even remember really what happened in it, but they do look really good together. Oh, and here is Every Summer After that goes with this. I love when my books like go together. So cute. Next, I'm going to be talking about the Binding 13 series. So these books are really big. Like, I think this one has 600 pages about, and it's very thick. The pages are very thin, and there are so many words on each page. You kind of get invested, and it's kind of like you're watching a series or a show. It's like it goes slow, but it's like I don't know how to explain it. It just like feels like I'm watching a show, and it's so good. It takes place in Ireland, and it's about this girl Shannon and her family, and her falling in love with this guy Johnny, who goes to her new school, and there's a lot of family problems, so it is actually a sad book too. The second one is my favorite, and also the 5th one. The first 2 are about Shannon and Johnny, and then the 3rd and 4th are about Shannon's brother Joey and Aoife. And then so they're all like all the people are like related and from the same family and friend groups, but each couple books is about like a different relationship in the friend group. The 5th book is about Claire and Gibbsy, and oh my god, this one actually might be my favorite. I don't know, either this one or the second one, but this one was just so surprising, and you know the characters already from the first 4 books, so you just get to know them a lot better. All the books are sad in different ways, but this one's really sad. Okay, lastly, I'm just gonna show you my Lynn Painter books. I don't have all the ones I've read, like nothing like the movies. I've read better than the movies, but I don't own it. But I have this one. I have Betting on You and The Do-Over. But I think I've read all of her books. I love all her books. They're so easy to read. They're so cute, and feel like you can read them in a couple days. My favorite is Better Than the Movies, and then maybe this one, The Do-Over. So those are my recommendations for now. Obviously there are a bunch of other books that I just don't have physically that I love, so if you want me to do a part 2 where I talk about those books, let me know. This was so fun, and I know all my books are like book talk books, but they're famous for a reason. Yeah, let me know what books I should read next, and love you guys.